You ready? Right, where's the button? Hello, folks. 7:30 Thursday. I am in the studio and I am bouncing. Been a great week. Got loads done and just been a great week, you know what I mean? Right, I see plenty of people in the chat. I see about 50 of you. Hello, folks. Yeah, hello, Cat. I see Cat. Where are you? Max. How many other people? Say hello. The usual chatters. If you're new to the stream, let us know. Say hello in the comments. Now remember, we are streaming on Twitch, Facebook and YouTube, so it doesn't matter what platform you talk on, I'll get to see your comments. I see you, Insane. Back to the studio. We're already in it, mate. Already in it. Going to be a busy bee tonight. Going to do some flocking. But I'm just tidying up after I've finished a little bit of book work. And so tonight's adventure is we're going to be making tufts. So I might as well take you along with it, show you what I'm doing, show you what I'm thinking and how I make my tufts and that sort of stuff. This is technically for the book. Okay, one, I need to make a load of tufts for the pieces on the book. And there's also a little section in the book about making tufts. Okay, and obviously I need photos to illustrate that. Now, I don't mind showing you this because I've done videos on making tufts and I'm not really showing or saying anything in the book that's much more than what I've done in the videos. There's a few things for really smartening them up and, you know, creativity-wise, but generally, yeah, it's pretty much the same process as I've already done. I just need to include it in the book so, you know, the book's comprehensive. Yeah, so I don't mind showing you. I'm not sure if I can show you that. I definitely can't show you that, even though it's beautiful. Those of you who sort of follow me personally on Facebook and friends and that sort of stuff will have seen a little bit of the book already. I posted a photo of some of the rock work from the hills section and a lot of people believed it was a real place. How much % of the book left when it comes to text and terrain? Okay. As a percent, right, okay, let me work this out because it's a bit more difficult because each section varies in size. So, planning, materials, practicals, grasswork, that's 3. Groundwork. Actually, no. Bases, boards, mats, groundwork, grasswork, bushes and trees, hills, water. Sci-fi build, fantasy build. Colour theory, warping, scales, modularity, kits, snow. Right, that's 17 sections. Okay. Now, out of all those sections, I'm finishing off the trees and water next week. And then I've got the 2 big feature builds and a little bit of work to do. So that's 4 sections, 2 of which are in progress and 2 which are single builds that I need to do the talking through. And then I've just got to write up the stuff that I've done on the kits, but that doesn't involve much building. That's already been done. Yeah, and then I've got to write up the snow techniques, and that's a technical one, so I'm not building anything for that. I'm actually using High Peak Pass because I don't honestly think I can do anything better than I did with High Peak Pass, and it was the last project we did before starting the book, so it's pretty much where I am anyway. So technically that's 6 sections, 2 of which only really need writing. Yeah, I can write about 4,000 words in a day now. So I reckon between the photos and doing those, I can get those done at the same time as I do the 2 feature builds and then wrapping up the other 2 sections. I'd say, yeah, with regards to me providing core material to Dave, we're 80% done. We've got to be 80% done in the workload. Because what happens is, as I go further in the book, yeah, I don't have to explain things as much because you understand those from earlier because it builds on itself. And so, for example, yeah, this is carried across the sections as well. So, in the section, yeah, so take the hill section, which looks beautiful. Saw it laid out a couple of days ago for the first time. It looks beautiful. But the hill section starts off with really basic hills that look quite nice, okay, and then go all the way up to like a feature museum level piece. You know what I mean? Like, I took a photo of it and people thought it was a real place, so that sort of level. Now, when I'm going through the simpler stuff, I'm explaining the stages of what I'm doing. When I get to the realistic piece at the end of the hill section, I'm not explaining what I'm doing, I'm just saying what I'm doing. So for example, in the hill section, there's how many pages? Okay, hills. Can't look. Okay, so we start off with keeping it functional. Yeah. Then we've got 4 pages on rock painting. Then we start the simple starter hills, yeah, which is another 4 pages. No, it isn't. It's more than that. No, it is. It's 4 pages. Then we do the posh foam, yeah. Then we do stepping up the rock game, attaching rock faces, and then we get to the realistic one. Now, in that process, yeah, I build on everything I've taught before. So the fact that we've done the simple hills and I've covered basic rock ideas about functionality and that sort of stuff, then we move on to we move on to attaching rock faces and casting up rock faces. When I get to do the realistic bit, which is done with cast rock faces, all I have to do is say, right, I did this. You know what I mean? And so that's the process of the book. So in the same spirit with the last few feature builds, the sci-fi one and the fantasy building, you know, the ones that really show off everything put together, yeah, I don't really have to do much explaining, more just document my thought process, which is a lot easier. Secondly, the snow and the kits, I know what I want to write. I can write about 4,000 words in a day, so I'll just put a day or two. So I'm expected to be completely done by the end of this month for absolute surety. Yeah, so that's where we are with the book. Right. Yeah, as Kat says, I will answer questions, but I'm not checking over the Google Doc because I'm in the studio and I can't keep eyes on it. So if you've got a question, either type question in capitals before it so I can see it in the chat, yeah, or just put a load of question marks before it. When do you stop and when do you keep fiddling? Challenging one for me this is, because I'm always fiddling. Yeah, and drawing a line under things can be quite challenging. I'm often dictated by needing to get it done rather than thinking it's done. Although I am getting better at stepping away and saying that's good enough. And I think ultimately it comes down to the purpose of the piece. Yeah, and what I mean is, if you're just creating terrain if you're just creating terrain to put on a tabletop, then when you sit back and it looks damn good, call it. Yeah, I think if you're trying to create a piece to see how far you can push it, yeah, that when you get to the stage where you're doing things that adding extra bits that no one will ever spot, yeah, really subtle work, and you just, you've reached a point where you've done everything you wanted to do and you're just going back and, I'll touch that up. I think that's the point to draw the line. Yeah. I mean, you can keep going and keep touching up, and trust me, it does produce realistic results. Yeah, by keep going. But I think from a learning process, there has to come a point where it's not about continually assessing and going back and touching up tiny little bits, but it's about what you can competently do through the stages of the build. Do you know what I mean? So your actual modelling ability isn't defined by the best model you can do. It's defined by the best model you can do using your standard building process. Because at the end of the day, given enough time, anyone can produce a beautiful piece. Anyone. Yeah, because you just take your time with it. You test everything. You know, you let colours dry on the palette so you can get a good idea of what they're going to be like before you put them down. When it comes to adding flocking and that sort of stuff, you add it little by little, building up the effect. Yeah, so anyone can produce a realistic piece. It's how realistic of a piece can you produce with your standard building method. King Mobo, what's the name of your book going to be called, Mel? Subscribed recently and the terrain. And like the terrain, it looks amazing. Well, thank you, buddy. The book is called Terrain Essentials, and you can still pre-order it. Yeah, pre-orders for a release, for guaranteed release with fulfillment, have closed, and they closed at the start of the month. But yeah, if you pre-order it now, there's a good chance, you know, you're going to get it a week or two after the backers. Yeah, just Google Terrain Essentials pre-orders. Yeah, and you'll find a link to back a kit there. Hey terrainiacs, I use matte varnish to seal a board before applying water effects. I've already stuck everything down with a deliberately huge amount of PVA and water mix. There's not much foliage in spots, but will be if there's air dry and clay. Oh, okay, that's not a question, it's a statement. Right, anyway, I'm chatting away. I've got some flocking to do. You're distracting me. Right, oh God, someone's PayPal'd me. Or I've had a PayPal bill. Thank you, Tim. Is there a message? He sent a couple of nuggets. I haven't been shouting out or anything. Look at the workshop total. Just for the flock of it. Thank you, buddy. Right. Feel free to send a couple of nuggets over if you like. Yeah, it all helps buying more flock because I've bought a ton of flock lately. Right. Flock box. Right, we're probably better changing angles, aren't we? So, let me change to the desk shot and we'll set the camera up. Oh. That's a reasonable shot, isn't it? Yeah, you can see what I'm doing there. Less sieve. Essential part of flocking, your sieve. Flock box. Power. I only need a green cable for this one because I'm not working on terrain. So green can go in there. If you're working on terrain, yeah, the Terrain Maker's flock box comes with these two ports. So standard one can be attached to a probe, yeah, the red one, and put on your terrain, yeah, and then this one attached to your sieve for your flocking. If you're making tufts, you don't need the red one because it's got the metal plate and that has the negative charge on it. Right, let's throw that around there. Question, Mel. Doing some research on inexpensive but good quality airbrushes, and I'll be ditching the paintbrush soon. Wondering what's the airbrush that can take enamel. No idea, don't use enamel, but as long as you put thinners through, most airbrushes should. It's only an applicator, as long as it's thinned and cleaned afterwards, you can put all sorts of things through an airbrush, including watered down filler. That power. Right. Backing sheets. Gotta make sure I use the glossy side. Pardon me. Just using the squares on my cutting table as a handy guide. Now this is silicone back paper, yeah, and the reason that we use this is because the glue doesn't stick to it. Let me get another sheet actually. We're going to need to do a few of these. So I want to do like A5 sheets, which fits the flock box perfectly. Cutting to it at the same time, both you cheeky chappy. And it's slip sliding all over the place. Okay. Right, oh. Checking which surface is smoothest. Otherwise my tufts won't come off. Right, there we go. Got my sheets. Right, next we need some flock. Big bag of flock. Right, what have we got? 10 mils too long. Foreground straw, we'll give that a go. That's a nice autumn mix. What length is it? Looks 4 mil. What's that? Scorched grass foreground. What length is that? It's either 4 or 6. Ooh, there's some nice spring colours there. They're a bit longer. What have we got here? 4 mil. Okay. Jarvis. Didn't say the length, but they look short. I'm going to need some more. How long are those? They're quite nice. I wonder if we can pull those off. Let's give those a go. Right, I've got some flock. Mel, you missed it twice. Chris Waite's question. In the book, most of your builds will be 28mm figures. Yeah, most of the builds will be for actually, no. I mean, it's only the buildings. At the end of the day, the only thing that really scales, yeah, exactly, are buildings, because they're the only things that human build. Nature can be all sorts of sizes. So, technically, everything else is a little bit variable, but I am a 28mm builder. That being said, we do talk about scales in the book, and on top of that, the techniques used to make 28mm terrain are the same techniques that we use to make 15mm terrain, 10mm terrain, and even 2mm terrain. The colours, the flocks, the materials. It's just, you know, your smaller clump foliage becomes bushes, your bigger clump foliage becomes tree foliage. Right, tough glue. Now this is the tricky bit. You need a bat with a spike to get Mel's attention. Shoo, stop it. You sound like the wife. This is the bit I hate. Yeah? This is the bit where I've got to get lots and lots of little dots. All on my sheet, nice and neat. I hate this bit. Right. Putting a ruler down helps, yeah? Bring this a bit closer, actually. There you go. It just helps keep them in line, but not only that, it helps space them out properly, and it stops your paper moving all over the place. So let's start 2 centimeters in, because I want a decent rim about this. Too big. I hate this bit. Alright, let's do some small tufts first. You can drill, like sheets of plastic, and just put your glue on and then just squeeze it across them, and it just drops it perfectly where you need it. Oh, too big. Move down, and again. It does get quicker. Wait, I'm getting big now. Takes a lot of practice to get them right. There you go, getting it right now. Now I'm using a latex based glue. The reason being is that it holds the strands better than PVA. And also, because it's on a silicone backing, when it comes off, it will be self-adhesive. I'm getting cocky now and doing a couple of big ones. I'll do 2 more rows and then we'll check the comments. It's hard to follow the comments when you're in the studio, for obvious reasons. Oh, bit what? Boast, what are you doing? Oh, I did a... Well, that would be way too professional for us. What? Hey, me? Professional? Can we do flock jokes or will... Nah, you flock away. Oh, I'm all over the place. Nothing new there. Oh, that's a big one. There's got to be a I wonder if I could put something against the nozzle so I only put it down so far and I don't make the big blobs. Six, 14 to a row. 7 rows so far. Oh, double tap. That's going to be a big one. Let's make that a big one. It's going a bit Pete Tong. big one. Let's put that back. Oh, boast what you're doing. Can't be trusted to do anything. See, I'm getting cocky now. I'm going faster. Quick way. Ah, sussed it. Ooh, kind of. Let's put some of that. Touching it on its side rather than going straight down. That's controlling the blob size. There you are. Learn something new. I can do another row there. Right, that's that done. Now, next thing is I really should put some newspaper down. Because there's going to be a lot of flock flying about. I don't want to waste it. How's that drying? Slowly. Slowly. We'll see. Gotta be careful, I don't want to nudge me these spots. Right. Now this is the bit I hate, because I always end up getting a static charge. I can feel it through this. Right, I need to connect this. I can almost feel it as I'm just holding it. Okay, I want something a bit more insulating on that, to be truthful. What have I got that I can hold it with? Hey. Plastic bag. I can feel the electric as it runs through it. Right, there we go. Right, so put that on there. Put that there. Yeah, we will get our 4mm to start off with. Empty it into there. Break up any large clumps, because they never shake through. They become little like fur balls. Ah, right. I want a photo. Phone. Ah, someone else took PayPal. Nice one. Just a nugget. Thank you. Dark? Dark? Can't say that. Right, let me get a couple of photos. Never stops, does it? Right, let's electrocute myself. I hate this bit. And the moment of truth. Tufts. Lots and lots of spiky tufts. That is quite long, I like that. They'll break up nicely. Right, do we give it another reflock? Yeah, let's give it another go. You can go over it a couple of times to build up the strength. It's just a matter of grabbing your flock, throwing it straight back into the sieve. Yeah, throwing it down. And then just reflocking it. Reflocking it just basically just sturdies them up and makes them a little bit more dense. All I'm doing now is holding the sieve just over the paper, yeah, and drawing as many of the fibres up as possible. Look at that. Yeah, they're getting a little bit more denser. Should we put it through one more time? Yeah, let's put it through one more time. I'll get rid of whatever that is. Here, Phil. Right. Helps if I put the damn things on. There's a couple that have gone a bit airy. Yeah, that's looking better. I like my tufts nice and tufty. And there we are. Lovely. That'll do. That's. Get another photo. And I will swap our flock out and do another sheet. Another £5 from Homemade Crafts, thank you. Bloody hell, what's up with you lot today? Thank you. I'm heading out of town from work, so I need to finish packing the car. Hopefully we'll find some Wi-Fi on Sunday to join everyone. Be good, keep things under control. And catch you soon. Catch you later, catch you later, Cat. Yeah. Have what shall it? Have a safe journey, darling. Right, let's put these over here. Ooh, loads of it there. Don't want to waste that. Right, let's put this back in a bag. So we can save it for the next one. Let's get a different one and come up. Let's see what other flocks we can do. So approximately, there's approximately 70 people watching me flocking. I'm sure there's a law against that somewhere. Right, what else have we got? What's this? Looks a bit lighter than that stuff. Winter tufts. 4mm. Some nice dark stuff there. Should we do those? Yeah, let's do those. We've got some 1mm patches here as well. That's not 1mm. No chance. That looks a lot longer. Right. What's that? Spring 4mm. And that's an autumn 4mm. A lot of 4mm. Let's do some winter tufts. Right, I'm going to get a bit more sloppier. Right, ruler. Right, bang these out. Yes, I've got a lot more sloppier with my dotting this time. All over the bloody place. You know, you can tell I'll never make a professional tuft seller. Although if you are after cheap tufts, check out warpainter.net. On eBay especially. He does like A4 sheets for a couple of quid. And Lee's these tufts are really nice. Keep going. Almost done. That's a big one. Make a stripe. Right, I'll do. Let's get it flocked up, eh? Got my flock box from Warpainter. The tray maker one from Warpainter, I actually helped design this one. The flock box is normally half the size and it's used for making models, but I got Lee to extend it, put a bigger plate on for making tufts, and put the ports on so you can use it as a base unit for when doing boards. So quite chuffed with that. Right. Let's have a look how this pans out. Winter tufts. Lots of browns and dark greens, reds, some deep yellows in there. Break them up. Come on, you furry lumps. I've got flocking to do. There are plenty of guides for making your own. Generally, I don't... With not knowing much about electricity and stuff like that, I've never made a video on making your own. They are relatively easy to make, but the last thing I want to do is tell someone something wrong and then end up like killing themselves. And we're off. Right, that was a mistake. Oh, I'm throwing it all over the bloody shop now. Come on. You can see where it's attracting to the wire. That's not good. I'm sure that's not good. Yeah, this is a nice good cover. Ow. Make sure I get the edge ones because I always miss those. You always tend to flock most in the middle. Oh yeah. Right. Switch that off. Oh, I like these. There you are. Don't even have to do those a second time. Lovely, really dense. If you look at if it can focus. I don't know if it can focus, but they're really nice, dense little clumps those are. Probably have enough to do another set, but let's not. Let's go on to, let's pick a different grass. Yeah, electricity can be dangerous. I'm still considering just doing the cheapest DIY applicator manageable. It's down to you if you know electrics and that sort of stuff. I mean, if you're competent at that sort of stuff, fill your boots. You know what I mean? If you're not, buy one. Because it's not one of those things that you want to get wrong. Do you know what I mean? I do quite like them. They'll do well for marshes. How is it that I've done all those, I've got all that left, and they all came out of that bag? I know they were densely packed. And you can still get quite a sting from a 9-volt pagan. Trust me. Hey, do you remember when you used to lick the ends with your tongue? I'll just have a look. What? Just a quick one. Right, we like those. Well, they're quite light. So what else have we got? What else have we got that'll be interesting? Okay. Actually, didn't we have some of that? Didn't we have smaller stuff that said it was 1 mil? Let's have a look at that. Patchy. Okay, let's run this through. Because we can always throw a bit of the 4 mil back on it. So, I'm just getting quicker now. And less bothered about being precise. As long as we get with tufts, we're fine. These down. Almost done. Right, shall we? Now, question, does railway track count as scenery? Technically it sits on top of the terrain, so yeah, anything that sits on top of the terrain that makes up a scene counts as scenery. Because it's scenic. It may not particularly nice scenic, but it's scenic nonetheless. Terrain is the ground, scenery is what goes on top of it. So technically, an outhouse is scenic, including an outdoor toilet. That's technically scenic as well. This does not look 1 mil. Not a chance. Not on your Nelly. But it does look lighter than the other stuff, so let's see how this comes out. And we're off. Gotta try and not get the bag on it. Get them all standing up nicely. Let's get a photo of that, it's quite nice. Right. Oh, it does produce much shorter tufts. It is shorter. I wouldn't have said so looking at it, but it definitely is. Yeah, a little bit darker and definitely shorter. Right, let's have a look what else we got. Let's see what else we can do. Throw that back in there. That's nice, actually. Right. Okay, what else we got? We got foreground stuff. That looks quite long. So let's see what sort of tufts we get out of that. Once I get all this in. There we go. Right. Off we go again. Hey, Tom. Oh. Right. Come on. The joy of putting down dots. Imagine there's someone in a company who used to have to do this as their job. That's it. Comes young. I'm going to end up getting one of those sheets with holes drilled in it and just squidging the glue across. Because it'll be a lot quicker than doing it this way. That's it. Come on, almost done. And we get some flocking done. There we go. That'll do. Right, should we have a look at this? Mel, you missed my post about Gerard Boone's Kickstarter. He's doing a book on how to make stuff using foam and hot wire cutters. Preview photos look amazing. Have you seen it? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it at all. Oh, damn. I've just put my finger through a blob. It's going to get a big blob then. I will check it out though. Looks like I've started something with the Kickstarters. Gerard does do good stuff though, in all honesty. He uses a Proxon cutter though, and I don't like them. Because you can't cut foam, yeah, for hills with a Proxon. You can only do hills with it. And so I've never been a big fan of them. I've got some of his tools down there, but they're designed to work with with Proxons. And I don't have a Proxon. So I'm kind of scuppy because I haven't actually been able to properly try them out yet. Right, throw that on there. What should we have this time? Scorched grass, straw. That's just a really bright summer mix, but it is quite long. Hay. I've got a couple of darks. Let's go for a light one. Tamsin's saying straw, so let's do straw then, because I don't mind either way. And Tamsin always knows stuff. Ooh, very yellow. Looks quite long fibres as well. So let's give this. I'm not sure about this, Tam. What have you led me down? I think you're having me on, Tam. Let's have a look. Not completely sold on it, Tam, in all honesty. I'm blaming you on this one. I've got yellow furry balls rolling round me sieve. Who's jumped out? Get back in there. Ah, it's on the floor. It's gone. Okay. I don't think you've sold me on this one, to be truthful. They're a bit bright. Let's leave them to dry, because it could be the white of the glue that's making them feel more vibrant. See how they dry, but I'm not sure on that one. Right, 2 sheets left, and then I've got all the ones I wanted to do. So I'm not liking the straw, to be truthful. Oh, I need to put that back in actually. Yeah. But in fact, did you know that during the American Civil War, the Union Army taught its illiterate country routes to march using straw and hay? Really? Could you add a dull coat if needed to the straw? It wouldn't really work that well with nylon fibres. I mean, I might find an application for it, but I have a feeling that sheet's just going to get experimented on, to be perfectly honest. But I am interested in the scorched grass and the hay. The hay has a good mixture of sort of light greens and the yellows in. So hopefully it won't be as stark as that lot. Oh no, I've got to go and do dots again. Dotting time. Although I am getting quicker. Oh. We'll do one more, I think, because I want to save a sheet, because I need to do some, what you call it, diorama tufts. But I need these to dry before I do the diorama tufts. Dots are getting all over the place, Boskull. Come on, get your game together. Almost done. Keep going. Takes longer to put the glue down than it does to create the tufts. That'll do. Right, shall we? Let's have a look at how this turns out. Close that. Got static grass stuck to my fingers. Oh, the joys of a terrain builder. Right, throw that on there. Put those on. Right, we were going for hay, weren't we? Right. Give this hay a go. Ooh. Mixture of the bright yellow and some light greens there. Hopefully we'll get some more interesting spring sort of colour tufts out of this one that aren't as vivid as the bright yellow ones. Oh, I'm buzzing. Ow. I don't know how, but I've ended up with 2 yellow furry balls bouncing around in my flock, and they weren't in there before, so they must have been hiding in this straw spring mix. And one's exploded. Come on. Oh, he's not going to go, is he? Break up. Just break. There you go. Right, let's have a look. Shall we? Shall we see what we got? Oh no! Have I screwed it? No, we should be able to recover those. Although I might want to give them a quick another flock, because folding them over on themselves doesn't really help it. And touching them. Idiots. Right, give them another quick blast. Just fix them up a bit. If you do nudge them, just reapplying, because what happens is if you nudge them, it exposes the glue, and then just coming along and reflocking them just sticks more fibres to the glue. There we go. Right, this time without folding them over. Ooh, they're nice. There you go. Bit better, aren't they? Very light. But that's a whole host of tufts. All done. Right. Put this flock back in. My phone's been buzzing like crazy. Who's after me? Oh, someone's WhatsApping me. Scary story to tell in the duck willow. She wants to go see Scary's tour. I'm not taking her to the bloody cinema. I see some bloody ghost films. Scare the heebie-jeebies out of me. What's she thinking? Right. Let's just whack that in there. I like that colour, but perhaps a little bit more darker green in there would help. Right, we'll put this away with the flock box. Yeah. That needs to go on there. Grab that. Grab the power adapter. Put that spare sheet over there. Right, let's throw these into the flock box. Pardon me. Throw these back into the flock box. The flock box, not the flock box. We are done. Well, I've got to clean up. Right. That way. Ruler there. All done. There you go. Where's Red Green at? I don't know where Red Green is. It's not usual for him to miss a show. Right. There we go, guys. That is me done. That is me flocked up. I've got some lovely tufts. I'll see how they pan out. Yeah, but very nice indeed. Right, guys, I'm going to call it now. So I'm back in the studio. I've got a full day tomorrow. I've got to paint that up. Now I've got to finish painting and flocking that. I've got to build that. Hey, busy. Right. So, I'm going to call it, because literally, just as then, yeah, my bladder started screaming. Okay, Jason donated £5. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, someone joined Patreon. Thank you. Right, guys, I'll catch you Sunday night. Back with the live show. I'm literally hopping on my twos here. Yeah, I'll catch you soon. In the meantime, all the best, yeah? Ta-da.